While success in EA Sports UFC will mean eventually becoming a jack of all trades and master of all of them, your fighting style is vitally important to tailoring the experience to how you want to play. So this is a handy guide to the different fight styles of UFC. Boxer. This is pretty self-explanatory. Boxing is incredibly important. While punches don't have the devastating power of kicks and knees, jabs and short uppercuts to the body will wear opponents down and open them up to all kinds of attacks. They're also faster and take less energy than kicks, and you can defend yourself much easier from counters if your boxing's up to scratch. Wrestling. This is all about control, either freestyle or Greco-Roman. Freestyle is definitely where the control's at. Hard, low takedowns, getting your opponent to the floor as quickly as possible, and yourself in a dominant position on top of them. Greco-Roman is about high grapples. Similar to judo, a good Greco-Roman wrestler won't let you get near them, and they'll pick you up and ragdoll you across the octagon. Dan Henderson is probably the most accomplished Greco-Roman wrestler. It's a rare style, but when done properly, it's pretty devastating. Jiu-Jitsu. This is the style that essentially created MMA fighting. In the first UFC event, it was boxers versus sumo wrestlers, that sort of thing. Then Royce Gracie turned up. Small and quiet, he proceeded to tie up everyone in knots and make them tap out on his way to victory. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is the ultimate in groundwork. Complete dominance and control over your opponents. Even when on their back, a good Jiu-Jitsu fighter can spring an armbar from nowhere and make you tap. Judo. Now this is about leverage. Taking your opponent's momentum and hoisting them up into the air and crashing to the mat. A good judo throw often ends up with the thrower on top of his opponent. So as a transition into side control and ground and pound, it's very effective. With many throws, you have to turn your body to face away from your opponent. So while a big judo throw is spectacular, it can also be quite risky. Karate. Georges St-Pierre is probably the best example of a high-level karate fighter. This is about maintaining space and using lightning-quick, powerful kicks, knees and elbows to take out your opponent. Karate is an all-round style of fighting, so it does involve throws and some submissions too. It can be a great basis with which to learn other fighting styles. Karate mixed with jiu-jitsu, for example, could be a pretty devastating combo. Kickboxing is stand-up combat at its most brutal. A combination of kicking and punching, kickboxing is where many successful MMA fighters have started out and is seen as one of the main developments on the way to the breakout of MMA in its own right. It's a fractured sport with many different promotions and governing bodies allowing different rules, but its techniques are the basis for a well-rounded standing game. Muay Thai mixes the stand-up striking of kickboxing with clinches as well as the use of knees and elbows. If you can get an opponent in a standing clinch, they'll be helpless to defend against a series of hard knees to the head. In EA Sports UFC, Muay Thai is a quick way to earn yourself some big knockout wins. But remember, in UFC, there is no one style that trumps another. Everything has a counter, making your use and tactics of the style you choose more important than which one you pick up to begin with. One style may be the way to win a lot of early career fights, but when you start fighting for championships, you need to be well-rounded.